Commenter, this is literally all I want to do with my life. Give people writing advice, teach writing. Thank you for asking, genuinely. The first piece of advice I give every writer, fanfic or otherwise, is to have fun with it. And like that doesn't mean you're always going to have fun when you're writing. Writing is a grueling experience sometimes, but sometimes it's also really fun. But when I say have fun with it, write what would be fun for you to read. Don't, while you're writing your rough draft, don't think about what someone would like to read. Think about what you would like to read. Don't think about grammar. Don't think about spelling, punctuation, anything like that. Don't think about what is going to be trendy or like work. Just write what you want to read. Because if you're not having fun writing, you're not writing. And in order to get better at writing, you need to write a lot. A strategy I found for improving my craft, I did completely accidentally. So back when I was like pretty amateur at fanfiction, I would write like a lot of stories that were just like little small tweaks to the universe that would kind of spiral into bigger things. And so to establish that I was tweaking something small, I would just write the scene as it appeared, almost word for word, except for the like small change I put in. And then like later I would actually start writing some like original stuff. But like I would literally just turn on a show, copy down the dialogue as fast as I could, pause it, and then add like little descriptions in between dialogue to establish like what the scene was. These were not fun to read because you would, if you wanted to read the show, you would just watch the show actually. These stories were helpful because they forced me to do what a lot of fanfic writers don't do, is write descriptions, because like we know what the characters look like, we know what the world looks like from like the source material, so you don't really need to describe them. But like not describing them also kind of just like makes the story feel weird and like messes with the pacing. Sometimes like the description of the world is what sets your mood and your tone. And so like I put a lot of descriptions into my work now. And it also helped me like figure out what the voice of the characters were, because I would literally just type the dialogue and then like I would later have to write my own dialogue, and I would like see it and I'd be like, that doesn't sound right, because like very recently I had written the other dialogue. So like it made me better at like keeping a tone of voice between dialogues and for the characters, and also just like made me a more descriptive writer. I think of these as like life writing, like when artists do like life drawings as like studies. A lot of creative writing classes will actually have students do something like this, where they'll put down like a bunch of objects on a table and be like, write 5 paragraphs about this, and it gets you really good at writing descriptions. Or you like kind of just write down how your friends talk, and then it teaches you how to like sort of translate verbal quirks, the unique way that every person speaks, into language. But like doing it with like things that you really enjoy is like more fun, in my opinion. It's never a bad idea to make friends in fandom, because then you can have beta readers that know you and you can beta read for them, which helps you develop your craft. Being an editor for someone else makes you a better editor for yourself. And having someone else look at your work and point out the details, you're probably not going to see them. Being your own editor is hard. So, like, posting a screenshot of your fic when it's not finished, but like you wrote a really good scene on like Twitter or Tumblr, wherever you do fandom, and saying, look at what I wrote. People will be like, oh my gosh, that looks so interesting. Bada bing, bada boom. You've got like a list of potential beta readers. Now, this last one might be a bit of a hot take, but if you are just starting to write fan fiction, you have never done it before, you don't have a ton of experience in writing in general, maybe don't write like a huge fic right off the bat. Don't commit to that, because like writing long form content is hard. It's like difficult. You got to carry the tension. You got to make sure all the plot threads are resolved. You don't want to be like just dragging your feet and like adding length just for the sake of adding length, because for whatever reason right now, fandom is really focused on like these huge fics. Like I remember back in the day when like one shots were all the rage and huge fics were kind of like nice, but also like kind of a chore, but now everyone wants to read like big fics. And you might have an idea for a big fic, but like I feel like you're going to become more comfortable as a writer if you write smaller things first. You get a sense of what storytelling entails, how to like start with a beginning, middle, and end, add conflict, like those skills, honing them into like a short form content builds your confidence, and it builds like your actual skills, and it can also build an audience if you're posting on AO3. Like I don't know, like, you might feel pressured to write a long form, and if you have the attention for it and you truly believe in yourself, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you. But, like, don't bash one shots. One shots are a lot of fun. I love writing one shots.